Hold up, stop scrolling. Because if you thought the Candy Barris Todd Tucker saga had already exhausted its supply of mess, chaos, and side eyes, think again. Just when the internet was getting comfortable, Tasha K allegedly kicked the door down with a claim so wild it sounds like a rejected reality TV plotline. Ready? Allegedly. And yes, we're stressing that word. Porsha is pregnant, and the baby is being linked to Todd Tucker. Let that marinate for a second. Now ask yourself, how does something this big supposedly stay hidden while cameras, bloggers, and internet detectives watch every breath these people take? Coincidence? Careful choreography? Or just another case of secrets hiding in plain sight while everyone's distracted by divorce headlines and reunion drama? Because according to the whispers floating around online, this isn't just gossip. It's being framed as the kind of revelation that could flip alliances, redraw friendships, and turn reality TV history into a full-blown circus. Smiles suddenly look staged. Old photos feel suspicious. And timelines? Oh, those timelines are getting dragged harder than a reunion couch argument. So buckle up. We're not saying it's fact. We're saying the allegation alone is loud enough to shake the internet. And if even half of what's being hinted at is true, then somebody, somewhere, has a lot of explaining to do. The moment Tasha K's name entered the conversation, the internet did what it always does best. It leaned forward. Because love her or hate her, when she hints at something, people listen. And this time, according to online chatter, the allegation wasn't just messy, it was nuclear. The claim? That behind the carefully managed public narrative, something far more complicated had been unfolding quietly, deliberately, and allegedly for months. At the center of this storm sit three familiar names. Candy Barris, the business mogul and reality TV powerhouse who has built an empire on control, consistency, and composure. Todd Tucker, her longtime partner now navigating the rocky terrain of divorce rumors, online criticism, and public scrutiny. And Porsha, glamorous, outspoken, and suddenly, according to whispers, linked to a storyline no one had on their bingo card. Allegedly pregnant. Allegedly connected. Allegedly hidden in plain sight. What makes this claim feel so explosive isn't just the accusation itself, it's the timing. The Barris-Tucker relationship has already been under a microscope, with fans dissecting interviews, body language, and vague statements for clues about what went wrong. And now, this rumor slides into the chaos like a match tossed onto gasoline. Convenient? Or suspiciously perfect? Online commentators were quick to rewind the tape. Old episodes. Old interviews. Moments that once felt harmless suddenly looked different. That laugh lingered too long. That interaction felt too familiar. That absence now seemed oddly timed. According to anonymous internet investigators, timelines began circulating. Charts, screenshots, dates pulled from public appearances, all stitched together to suggest that something may have been happening while everyone was distracted elsewhere. And then there's the alleged secrecy. Sources claim that if this situation were real, it wouldn't have been impulsive. It would have required coordination. Quiet meetups. Strategic silence. Carefully curated public appearances designed to keep suspicion low. Because in a world where every move is documented, staying hidden takes effort. Allegedly, a lot of effort. What really poured fuel on the fire was the idea that this wasn't just about romance or betrayal, it was about image management. Candy's brand has always been precision. Control. The ability to stay calm while chaos swirls around her. Todd, on the other hand, has often been portrayed as caught between loyalty and controversy. Add a rumor like this into the mix, and suddenly the narrative shifts from marital problems to how deep does this really go? Social media reacted exactly how you'd expect. Some users dismissed the claim as clout-chasing theatrics. Others leaned all the way in, insisting there's no smoke without fire. Memes popped up overnight. Old clips resurfaced. Even neutral fans admitted the rumor was shocking enough to make them pause and reconsider moments they'd previously overlooked. And let's talk about silence, because silence always speaks. According to online speculation, the lack of immediate, aggressive denial only made people louder. In the court of public opinion, hesitation is interpreted as strategy. Is it because the rumor is false and not worth dignifying? Or because responding would open doors better left closed? Allegedly, insiders claim this exact debate was happening behind the scenes. What's clear is that this allegation didn't just introduce gossip, it reframed the entire situation. Suddenly, the divorce chatter felt secondary. The focus shifted from what went wrong to what was hidden. And once the public starts asking those questions, there's no rewinding the narrative. Whether this is pure fiction, exaggerated commentary, or something closer to reality, one thing is undeniable. The story tapped directly into curiosity, suspicion, and the public's appetite for scandal. And once that appetite is triggered, it doesn't calm down, it escalates. Because if this rumor is completely baseless, it will still leave damage in its wake. And if even a fragment of it holds weight, then the fallout hasn't even begun. The rumor didn't just sit there, it mutated. Within hours, the internet transformed into a full-blown amateur investigation unit, complete with evidence boards, zoomed-in screenshots, and timelines that looked like they were pulled straight out of a crime documentary. According to anonymous accounts claiming insider proximity, this wasn't a sudden situation. It was allegedly a slow-burn secret, hidden beneath layers of public smiles and carefully scheduled appearances. Whispers began circulating about coincidental overlaps. Flights taken within days of each other. Events attended separately but suspiciously close in time. One imaginary source, allegedly familiar with behind-the-scenes logistics, claimed, "Nothing about this was random." If this rumor is true, it was managed like a PR operation, tight, quiet, and intentional. Dramatic? Absolutely. Effective? Even more so. Then came the so-called leaks. Screenshots with names blurred out. Messages filled with vague emojis and coded language. Dinner plans framed as business meetings. According to these unverified claims, everything was designed to look innocent on the surface while allegedly serving a much deeper purpose. Internet sleuths treated each pixel like a clue, each caption like a confession waiting to be decoded. Public reactions split instantly. One side rolled their eyes, calling it internet fan fiction dressed up as journalism. The other side, fully convinced something wasn't adding up. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. "Why hasn't anyone shut this down?" one user asked. "Because the truth is messy," another replied. And just like that, speculation became sport. The alleged spending didn't help calm things down either. Online chatter claimed luxury hotel stays, private dining rooms, and hush-hush travel arrangements, all supposedly paid for under the umbrella of business. Again, no proof. Just confident claims repeated often enough to sound convincing. One imaginary insider dramatically stated, "Money was never the issue. Silence was the investment." Cue the dramatic pause. Meanwhile, reaction videos flooded YouTube and TikTok. Everyone suddenly had a source. Everyone claimed to know someone who knows someone. Even long-forgotten interviews resurfaced, with people analyzing tone, posture, and side glances like body language experts. A laugh that once felt casual now seemed rehearsed. A compliment now felt loaded. And let's not ignore the crowd psychology. The more people talked, the more real it felt. The rumor evolved from a sentence into a storyline, from a claim into a full narrative arc. It didn't matter that no one could verify it. Belief doesn't require proof, just repetition. And repetition was everywhere. What truly intensified the frenzy was the idea that this wasn't just personal drama, it was allegedly strategic. Image protection. Reputation buffering. According to fictional analysts, if such a situation existed, it would explain the oddly calm public behavior, the carefully worded statements, the absence of emotional outbursts. Not chaos. Controlled. By this point, the allegation had outgrown its origin. It wasn't about who did what anymore. It was about whether the public had been watching one story while another allegedly unfolded in the shadows. And once that question takes root, it doesn't fade quietly. It demands answers, even if those answers never come. And just when you thought the storm couldn't get any wilder, the aftermath allegedly began to ripple outward like an unstoppable wave. According to sources claiming insider knowledge, the so-called fallout didn't just stay in private conversations, it spilled into every corner of social media, gossip forums, and viral commentary circles. Every tweet, every TikTok clip, every Instagram story was suddenly dissected, annotated, and theorized over. Allegedly, nothing was too small to escape suspicion. A smile, a glance, a missed phone call, all became pieces of a puzzle that no one outside the inner circle could confirm. Insiders allegedly suggested that alliances within the household were tested to the breaking point. Conversations once considered casual now carried weight. Friends and family, real or imagined in these reports, reportedly began to reassess loyalties. Who could be trusted? Who was allegedly in on a secret nobody else should know? Even the slightest misstep supposedly became fuel for the fire, adding layer upon layer to a narrative that was already explosive. Meanwhile, public reactions reportedly oscillated between disbelief and outrage. comment threads exploded with accusations, theories, and memes designed to both entertain and provoke. One fake fan investigator allegedly mapped overlapping schedules to suggest clandestine meetings. Another alleged insider claimed cryptic messages were exchanged using emojis as secret codes. Whether these were real or simply imagined, the story had taken on a life of its own, blurring the lines between reality, rumor, and hyperbole. Alleged PR strategies became part of the spectacle. Sources supposedly revealed that every public appearance, every interview, and every Instagram post was choreographed to maintain control, or at least the illusion of it. Brands, according to unverified claims, allegedly reconsidered partnerships, fearing association with a household now linked to a narrative that was simultaneously scandalous, tragic, and utterly compelling. Every financial move, every endorsement, and every social media campaign allegedly required careful calculation. Amid all this chaos, the emotional toll, real or imagined, was allegedly immense. Riley, according to reports, found herself navigating a labyrinth of betrayal, secrecy, and confusion. Allegedly confronting both Kandi and Todd, she reportedly demanded answers, only to be met with vague explanations or silences that spoke louder than words. Allegedly, Porsha's rumored pregnancy became the catalyst that magnified existing tensions, transforming a private situation into a public spectacle that threatened reputations, relationships, and emotional stability. The story, according to these claims, doesn't end here. Allegedly, the potential for legal, financial, and social consequences looms large. Cease and desist letters, contractual complications, and public backlash were supposedly circulating in whispers behind closed doors. The narrative had evolved into a multi-layered drama, a tangled web of alleged secrets. And that, dear viewers, is where we are now. Allegedly, the scandal has reshaped perceptions, challenged loyalties, and transformed a personal rumor into a cultural phenomenon. Whether any of it is true or entirely fabricated is irrelevant to the story's impact. What matters is the chaos it has sparked, the speculation it has fueled, and the questions it has raised about trust, secrecy, and the power of allegations in the age of social media. Because in this world, the rumor itself can be more influential than the reality it supposedly represents. And as long as people are watching, commenting, and theorizing, the story isn't over. Not by a long shot. So now it's your turn, viewers. What do you think? Was this orchestrated from the very beginning, or did one secret spiral into another until it became the wildfire the internet can't stop talking about? Who really bears the weight of this mess? Kandi, Todd, Porsha, or even the world that's so obsessed with uncovering every private detail? Do you believe there's smoke behind this fire, or is it just another viral exaggeration designed to keep us glued to our screens? Could friendships survive revelations like these, or is betrayal inevitable when rumors reach this level of intensity? And let's be honest, if social media can turn whispers into global obsession, how much of what we see is truth, and how much is carefully crafted illusion? We want to hear your raw, unfiltered reaction. Drop a comment below and tell us whose side you're on, who you think is hiding something, and what you believe is actually happening behind closed doors. Did this scandal shock you, outrage you, or just make you laugh at the audacity of it all? And of course, if you're still curious and want to stay ahead of every explosive update, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because in a world where secrets fester, rumors fly, and every post could be a clue, you don't want to miss a single moment of the fallout. Remember, staying engaged is the only way to separate fact from fiction, and every new twist could change the entire narrative. So join the conversation, make your voice heard, and buckle up, because the story isn't slowing down, and the next revelation could drop at any second. The chaos is real, the drama is heating up, and you're right here at the center of it all.